everybody, it's Emily at Arrrgh Schooling, and today I'm going to be sharing the Arrrgh Booked book club selections for the next 3 months. The Arrrgh Booked book club runs from January through October, and it's hosted by me and my friend Tanya at Project Happy Home, and I am really excited to share with you what we're going to be reading in April, May, and June. These are books that both Tanya and I have been really excited to read, and I think they're going to lead to some really great discussions. And they also all will hit prompts for the Build Your Library Reading Challenge if that is something you are also trying to complete. So these will get you reading some things that will also fit those challenge prompts. So let's just get right into it and talk about what we're going to be reading. So in April, we'll be reading Beautyland. This is by Marie-Helene Bertino, and this is a science fiction story, I think. Well, I mean, I know it has to do with aliens, but I don't think it's like traditional sci-fi. You're not going to space or anything like that. This is a story about a woman who was brought to Earth as an infant, and she's raised on Earth by human parents, but she's sending back like these dispatches and like sending back information to her planet about humanity. And I think, and I'm not 100% sure on this because I obviously haven't read it yet, but I think this is going to do one of my favorite tropes that I love in things like vampire stories and like Gollum stories, where you have this being who isn't human but lives amongst the humans and lives as a human and is grappling with like, what does it mean to be human? What is humanity, and how can I be a part of it even though I don't technically belong? So I think that's what this does, and I hope so anyway. And so I'm really excited about reading this with you guys in April. And if you're doing the Build Your Library Reading Challenge, this would fit a prompt for written by a woman. So this is what we will be reading in April. In May, we're reading a book that I am just so excited to read. I've been looking forward to this for months. And that is Death of the Author by Nnedi Okorafor. This is her newest release, and I cannot wait to read it. Okay, so how do I even describe this book? Because I don't know a lot. You guys know I don't read the synopsis unless I absolutely have to. And I've been avoiding digging too deep into the synopsis of this. I have read a little bit though. So what I'm gathering here is that this is a story about a disabled Nigerian author. And she is working on trying to get published. And she gets this book published that she's writing, but like the book starts like the things that she's writing about start happening in real life, I think. And so it's like, it's fantasy. I know it's like meta because it's a book within a book. We're also getting the book she's writing as she's writing, like, so it's very like meta. And I know it says in here that Death of the Author is a masterpiece of metafiction that manages to combine the razor-sharp commentary of Yellowface with the heartfelt humanity of Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. When I saw that, I got very excited because those are two of my favorite books. I think they're both fantastic. So like, and it's Nnedi Okorafor, so I trust her to write an amazing story anyway. She's so good at like world building, and I'm excited for this. Also, this book is beyond stunning. Like the cover alone is really pretty, but it's also got sprayed edges. But it doesn't stop there. So the inside of the book has these like gorgeous end papers, but then the naked book is the title that this is the book she's writing, and it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's stunning. So I am so excited to read this with you guys. This would fit the prompt for a disabled protagonist, and it's written by a woman of color. You could also use it towards written by a Black author. So there's a bunch of different prompts this one might fit. I think it could even fall under a fantasy, possibly. So lots of different prompts to hit with that book. And then in June, we're reading a book that I am, again, so excited about. Like, when I shared my list with Tanya and she was like, these books are also on my TBR, I was giddy because this is one I was really hoping she'd want to read. And that is Somewhere Beyond the Sea by T.J. Klune. This is the sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea. So if you read that with me a few years ago, we're going to read the sequel and I cannot wait. This book, I have no idea what this is about. Like, I have not read the synopsis. I don't want to know. I just want to enjoy being in this world again. I loved House in the Cerulean Sea, and it was so strange because I always say I'm not a big fantasy reader, and then I find like just the right fantasy, and I'm like, okay, maybe I do like fantasy. This is the kind of fantasy that I adore. This is like magical creatures and found family and like the most adorably weird children. I'm so excited. I think T.J. Klune writes like very cozy stories, and I am in desperate need of cozy right now. So I'm very much excited to read this. Also sprayed edges. Like, what? I don't know why, but like that will elevate a book anytime. Like, I'm always like, ooh, but it has sprayed edges. It doesn't matter, but I enjoy it. So I'm excited to read this with you guys in June. This would fit for fantasy. I don't know if it fits any other prompts though. Nothing's like jumping out at me, but again, I haven't read it. So maybe something will happen in the story where I'm like, oh, actually this fits this prompt. But for now, I would say this counts towards reading a fantasy story. So that is what we are going to be reading for April, May, and June this year. I'm so excited about all three of these books. They are all things that I have just like really been wanting to pick up, and I cannot wait to read them with you. I think they're all going to lead to some really great discussions, so I hope you can get your hands on them and read them along with me and with Tanya and come to our live shows to discuss with us. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you are excited about any of these books. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Happy reading. Bye!